Singing Pharrell Williams' song triggers my PTSD from my abusive ex. I hate Happy by Pharrell Williams. I was in a very abusive relationship for a long time. I was constantly being hurt, and he would always apologize and promise to change. He never did. One day, he came home and started a fight with me, and I was so used to it that I just sat there and let him yell at me. He was screaming at me, and I just sat there, staring at the floor. Then he started hitting me. I didn't even flinch. I just sat there, letting him hit me. He stopped after a while and just stood there, breathing heavily. I looked up at him, and he had tears in his eyes. He said, "I'm sorry." I just looked at him and said, "I know." He hugged me, and we both cried. He promised me that he would change, and I believed him. A few days later, he came home with a CD. He said it was a mix of songs that made him think of me. The first song was Happy by Pharrell Williams. He played it for me, and we danced in the living room. I was so happy. I thought he had finally changed. A few days later, he came home drunk and started hitting me again. I left him that night and never went back. Now, every time I hear that song, I remember how happy I was in that moment and how quickly it was taken away from me.